Good evening! Welcome to a brand new season of Last Call Brittany. I am your host, Brittany Gibbons. I am the author of the new book, Fat Girl Walking, and of the website, BrittanyHerself.com, and I am so excited to be back and doing the show with all of you this evening. I actually have a really amazing panel of women, all 21 and over, and I think they all are hiding kids in their closets right now, too. So first up, I have Shauna Glenn, who is joining us from Texas.
Hello.
She is the author of Relative Insanity and Heaping Spoonful, which can be found also on her blog at shaunaglenn.com. I'm sorry, something's auto-playing in my ear. Okay. Sorry about that. I have a weird thing playing live in my ear. Okay, and then next up I have Rachel Smith, who is an amazing travel agent du jour, and she is blogging and running her business at thetravelsmith.net. Correct, Rachel?
Yep. Hello. Yep.
Hello. And then I have Danielle Spencer. Say hi, Danielle. She is joining us all the way from, where is that? Wisconsin?
Appleton, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. You are a cake maker, correct? Like a pornographic cake maker.
I'm an amateur cake maker. Sometimes I'll do some pornographic stuff for certain people.
Yes, actually, the first time I met Danielle, she made me a whole penis made of fondant. It was huge. And I ate it, the whole thing. And then finally, I have my right-hand lady, Jess Lane, who has joined me for every season so far. She's my amazing assistant. She blogs at thejessLane.com, correct?
Yes. Not to be confused with Jessie Lane, who happens to be a motocross rider. We're not friends.
No. Is that a boy, too?
I'm not sure, but he tries to steal my domain name every once in a while, so he's on my shit list.
Damn it. Okay, and I'm also excited to be not really drinking this evening. I'm not sure what you ladies are drinking, but we just finished another session of Camp Throwback, which means my fridge is currently full of leftovers, which means tonight it's PBR for me, which is going awesome with my cinnamon icebreaker. I don't know. What are you ladies drinking tonight?
Strawberita. With a little bit of hanky-banky wine left over from Camp Throwback.
Awesome. Shauna, what are you drinking?
Vodka cranberry.
Oh, it's even
I think
pretty.
I win.
Everything you do looks like it's in a magazine.
I know.
I have like a room temperature can with like Bonnie Bell lip gloss like on the outside of it.
I was gonna say.
And my designer dog is laying next to me too, so.
Oh, I never feel like an adult around you. I don't know why.
I'm 45. I should be an adult.
Playing catch up. What are you drinking, Rachel?
Just Bonnie?
Oh, that's fancy. You too,
It's
Danielle?
vodka. Vodka's in there.
Vodka. You too, Danielle?
Yeah, vodka.
I'm gonna pretend it's vodka, but really it's just lemon water.
Oh. Well, that's
Yeah,
fancy.
sad.
You guys are probably both on a cleanse right now, so that's perfectly fine. Okay. So what I wanted to do first is jump into some headlines. We're changing it up a little bit from last season, and then we're going to talk about some current events that are happening, which is exciting. Nothing too heavy, though, thankfully, because we get enough of that all day. So the first one, I don't know if you ladies have actually seen this story. It's trending all over, and it's about a jilted bride who's selling her wedding dress on eBay. Only the whole listing is written from the dress. Like the dress is selling itself. And it's really weird. I'll read you some of it. She thought I was a dress she could look back on and smile and not cringe at. When I arrived, she sealed me in a box so nothing can ruin me, but then they split up and she kept me in the box, and because she couldn't bear to look at me, I'm a constant reminder of her to what could have been. So now she wants to sell me. Not necessarily to a bride, but someone looking for a home that I deserve. Honestly, it's kind of creepy, but when I checked just now, there's like over 50 bids on this dress, like over $1,500 for this wedding dress, cocktail wedding dress. I think people feel bad. So I was just going to ask you guys, have any of you ever sold your wedding dress? Or a wedding dress from a previous marriage? Or left at the altar wedding dress? Or
Mine is in a box under my bed, preserved. I had grand plans of, like, making it into a christening gown for the kids, but that never happened. So it's in a box under the bed.
Yeah. What about
Four
you, Shauna?
girls after me Well, 4 girls after me wore my wedding dress.
Oh yeah, like
They borrowed
friends
it.
or
Yeah, friends and relatives, and I think they're all married except for me to that person. So
yeah.
yeah. I guess I
never
broke it
really
in.
I always intended to. I was broke back then though, and I just didn't have the money to preserve it. So I put it in our basement that ended up flooding. So I cut off just around the outside of it and made a christening gown for my daughter, and then actually it just always smelled like mildew. I don't know. I guess I don't
like mildew and Jesus.
right. Like frankincense and mold. I guess I don't have any sentimental value for stuff like that. I don't know if I'm a weirdo, but
I don't either.
Yeah, I mean, I also don't wear a wedding ring, so I guess maybe I'm not the person to ask about this. Have any of you guys ever sold your rings?
I don't wear mine.
Like an old. No. You don't wear yours either?
No.
I don't.
I'm really finicky about style, and sorry, but that ring is so 5 years ago.
Honestly, mine. I haven't stayed in mine for a number of years, so they're probably in my safe somewhere. I haven't worn them in years.
Yeah. I once read an internet rumor about me because I didn't wear a ring that they assumed I was faking like a happy marriage with my husband. We just don't wear our rings. I don't know. We don't.
Wait, this is breaking news. You're not in a fake marriage?
No, I'm not.
He's real? Oh.
He is real, and neither of us wear rings. I don't know. It never bugged me. I feel like we know we're married, and this is how this works. So like, if we don't wear them, and somebody comes up to us in a bar and like assumes we're not, what we do is we're like, oh, we're married, and then that's usually it just ends like right there. Nothing else.
This is so interesting to me because I'm, 10. I think I'm 10 years older than most of you girls, and so this is interesting to me because I don't know anybody my age who doesn't wear at least the band, and so none of you. No, we all. I mean, we all wear bands. So you guys don't wear anything.
I wear a teeny tiny. I have a teeny tiny, like just plain gold band that I wear.
Okay, so you wear something. You wear something, though. Okay, so you're just saying you don't wear your diamond.
It goes back and forth, though. It just depends, because, like, when I was pregnant and my fingers swelled, I didn't wear anything. And I didn't like it because I got a lot of great looks from strangers that were judgy about a young-looking pregnant lady that didn't have a ring. But, I didn't care. It just didn't bother me anymore after that. Like, after I stopped wearing it for a while, it just, I don't know. Our marriage is much more than just a ring to me, obviously.
Yeah, I have an anniversary band that my husband bought me, and he doesn't wear his ring ever because of work. We had talked about getting him tattooed on at some point, but he won't do that because his supervisor has a tattooed wedding ring, and he doesn't want to be made fun of at work for being married to a supervisor. So
I don't know.
He just doesn't wear one.
Keep giving me the same hickey in the same spot so people know.
That's mine. He made his territory.
I'm marked. Yeah. I don't know. None of that stuff bugs me. So and honestly, like Andy and I have talked about it. If it came down to us ever needing to, I think we would both also be okay, like pawning our ring. We just don't. I don't know. We just don't care. Maybe he really doesn't like me at all, and he's just going along with it. And I think we're just super casual and cool. And he's like, no, honestly, I could get rid of this.
Right. This is open, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. So next up, I just read today that we are officially replacing. Is it Alexander Hamilton on the $10 bill with a lady? Did you guys read that?
Yes.
I did.
Lady on a bill, lady on a bill. They haven't said who it is. Apparently we're getting to vote on the one woman who gets to be on money throughout the summer. But I wanted to ask you guys, who would you like to see on a $10 bill? Who's good from the I don't even
Maya Angelou. I would love Maya Angelou to be on it.
That would be a good one. That would be a good one.
I'm just going to totally ask us and say you belong on a $10 bill.
Clearly I do. Whatever is the highest, the most common stripper denomination is what I would like to be on. So,
you can make it rain.
I don't have the profile for that. We need somebody with like a distinguished profile for that sort of thing. Jess, who would you want to see on a $10 bill?
I don't know. I've been seeing the Oprah circulating around. It kind of gives me heart flutters. Like, I feel like I could just be like, you get an Oprah, you get an Oprah, everybody gets Oprah to everybody, and that would be really great. But then part of me wants the Olsen twins because, they're still my favorite.
Is that an option? Can we vote for the Olsen twins?
They pulled out of the Full House reunion for a reason, and I think that could be it.
You know what? They have the perfect face for it because they're always smiling like this.
I would say
it's the pram.
Jennifer Aniston then, because I love her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's got a really great profile too, by the way, Jennifer Aniston.
And the iconic haircut. Yeah.
Right.
The
She would be
Rachel.
good on a $10 bill. I don't even know who I would cast my vote for at this time because I'm actually quite torn.
I was listening to the radio this morning on satellite radio, and the one guy said, "Oh, I think I want it to be Betsy Ross." I was like, I don't want to be the woman to be on the $10 bill because she's good at sewing. Like, yeah, she's an iconic person, and I was like, she didn't really like.
But here's a dumb question: did we have photographs back then? Do we even know what she looked like?
I don't know.
Does she look?
Courtroom rendering. Like
painting.
Has anybody really ever seen a picture of her? Interesting.
No, maybe she doesn't exist.
Or maybe she looks like Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, I mean, they put dudes on it from that time, so I'd assume that either somebody, I don't know.
Paintings and.
Yeah. I don't know. If I'm ever on a $1 bill, can it be a selfie picture? Like, because that's my best angle. Like,
with the duck face?
Yeah. Yeah.
A little high.
Exactly.
Well, you know who they're gonna pick. They're gonna pick Caitlyn Jenner to be on the new Money.
We're gonna do a slow transition with a transsexual.
Yeah.
Well, the Kardashians are behind everything, so that makes sense. And you know, everybody would be perfectly contoured. If it were Caitlyn, if it were Kim, everybody would be perfectly contoured.
This is true. This is true. And speaking of Kim Kardashian,
are the Illuminati.
Yeah.
They probably will be on the money, like right next to this weird pyramid. Okay, so actually that's funny because the Kardashians were the next up on my list because Kim Kardashian, I don't know if you guys are like obsessed with NPR as I am, but like total life goal situation would be to be on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, the quiz show. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the other day they had Kim Kardashian on. And NPR fans like lost their shit about it because she was one of the guests. And like, as like a current NPR junkie, I have to tell you, like, on behalf of like all of NPR, I am just kind of like want to apologize to Kim Kardashian, which feels weird coming out of my mouth as I'm saying it. But like, did any of you listen to it or hear her do it?
I just heard about it.
You heard about it? We're really
Yeah,
upset that they have somebody.
But I heard she did really well.
She did, and that's the thing. She was like funny. She was super self-deprecating, which is like really great, I guess. You know, it's kind of like the same way if you watched the Justin Bieber roast. He ended up being really likable during that. Yeah, it was the same sort of thing, and it made me really feel bad because, I mean, I don't watch her other shows. I have no idea why Kanye doesn't smile. I don't subscribe to the Tidal Music Network. I don't know any of those things. But like, I also know that this woman, she works really hard, right? I mean, she has to. Yeah. Like, she has, like, a clothing line and, like, television shows and books, and just because I don't watch or buy any of those things doesn't really make them not exist. I mean, I don't like any of the CSIs, but they keep making them in existence. So.
And Law and Orders, for that matter.
Hey! No, that's different.
Well, but that's the only one.
Yeah, so I guess I was less mad that she was on that, and I felt kind of bad that they were completely ripping on her. I feel myself defending her a lot lately. What do you guys think about that? Her.
Well, as someone who watches 77 hours of Keeping Up with the Kardashians in one sitting, I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable on the subject and I could tell you a lot about it. But honestly, they get a lot of flack for being dumb and silly. But I hate to say it, but before they even had a TV show, they were kind of living the American dream. You know, they came from money, but they created their own boutique. The girls really tried to take that far. Their mom was their manager, so she's clearly a great businesswoman that she gets, you know, all these opportunities. They're continuously in the spotlight. They're continuously, you know, PR companies love them because they make so much money, and they're all hard workers. I mean, I ordered Shoe Dazzle shoes one time, and they were really
too.
I mean, yeah, I canceled the subscription, but, you know.
I know, I did it for 4 months, and that was it. But I feel bad that people hate on her for a sex tape that was like, I don't know, 1 billion years ago, and I don't know a single person, righteous or not, that doesn't have like some poorly lit like bathroom naked selfies on their cell phone right now, which puts us all on par with Kim Kardashian and her moral level. So,
well, and how crappy is it that we still throw Kim under the bus, but nobody talks about Ray J after he had that shitty Sexy Can I single? You know, I mean, he was the other part of the sex tape. Like, nobody ever talks about that. He was awful. No. He was Brandy's brother. What's he doing now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not Mary and Kanye West.
Brittany hit somebody with her car, right?
Oh,
yeah, I think she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're completely not focusing on the right thing. Okay, I want to move on to a new segment I like to call I Literally Can't Even, which is something that my cousin Paige says all the time, and it cracks me up. So I wanted to share a couple things that we can't even, and so I thought I would start with you, Jess, because I know you've been waiting to talk about some things that you literally can't even, as the youth say. So what do you got?
I literally cannot even, and Mark Zuckerberg, you need to hear this, the freaking thumb on the message app for Facebook needs to go, because I constantly hit it at inappropriate times. For instance, in the last 3 weeks, I have been alerted to deaths, and unfortunately, before I can respond to these deaths, my fat hand hits the thumb, and I'm giving thumbs up to the news that somebody passed away, sadly. And then I have to explain myself that, no, I just fumble around, and I drop my phone, and it's awful, and then it grows. And I'm just like, this is even worse than when I started. So Mark Zuckerberg, move the damn thumb. Nobody uses it. Nobody needs it. Nobody's going to get me thumbs up.
Is that the same thing as the like? No?
No,
like,
it's
no.
on the Messenger app. It's a giant thumb, and I think it's supposed to, show, like, great job. But, it never really comes across that way when somebody's like, oh, the 13-year-old that's missing in your area still hasn't been found. It's awful. It makes me just want to punch girls every time.
Oh my gosh, what else you got?
And I literally can't even with Pinterest haircuts because, as you can see, like I kind of went to a pixie and I'm trying to grow it out and I just literally can't even because Pinterest makes me just want to keep either cutting it or get extensions, and basically I'm at this point where I have to grow it out until the Dutch boy haircut comes on fleek again. I'm like stuck in this middle scenario.
There's way too much useful conversation. Yeah.
I
Okay,
just can't.
can we talk about, is it just me? I put this in because I haven't washed my hair. Do I or do I not look like the mom in Billy Madison who, like, with the snot tissue, like, rubs the tissue, like, all over her? Did you guys ever see Billy Madison? Like,
I did.
In a while.
Here. Do I look like her, like, when she just... I feel like that's exactly what my hair is doing right now also with this headband. So, yeah. Pinterest haircuts. Got anything else, Jess, or it's to your limit
No,
tonight?
that's it. I just can't even with those things. I can't even talk about it.
Okay, Shauna, what do you got?
Verklempt.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
I
we'll
can't
come back
think
to
of
you.
what. I mean, I have a lot of. I can't even. Okay, come back to me.
Okay, Rachel, go.
I can't even figure out how the fuck to use Tumblr. I feel like I'm probably a good, maybe I'm just like 5 years too old. I don't get it. I go to this other website where the guys like curated all the funny stuff, and that's how I Tumblr. I don't get it.
So you're treating Tumblr like Pinterest. You're reblogging things the same way you repin things.
Okay, but how do you find things?
Oh, well, you should just upload new content.
And my other thing that I can't even is Facebook selling walls. Have any of you ever like been audience to these? Like Craigslist on Facebook, they're little groups, and people,
Yes.
they can't spell. They say things are for sell instead of for sale.
I can't do those
My
groups.
My favorite is some lady was trying to get rid of her dog, and she wrote. She wasn't paying any attention to what she was typing. She said she had a golden retrogressive for sale, and he was really hipper.
That sounds like an autocorrect.
Like,
Hey, we
attention.
saw a lot of those at the clinic I worked at.
But that's it. And now I'm
Amazing. What do you got, Danielle?
Right now, in Wisconsin, we're supposed to be the frozen tundra, but let me tell you, in the summer, I cannot even with the boob sweat. I know everybody in the group and everything is talking about all these wonderful products. I know, Brittany, you've talked about some wonderful products to use, but no matter what I put on, it doesn't help. And it's so gross, and it's like, I want them off. I just want them to be gone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Use plain old deodorants. scentless deodorant is all I use. Everybody like talks about Monistat and stuff. It comes in a tube that's like this big. I don't understand how anything like for chafing should come in any amount of ounce. It should come in a tub. So I buy 2 like Dove, like old school Dove, no scent deodorant. I keep one in my purse, and I just like put it. I lift my boobs up, put it between my thighs, put it everywhere. But the worst part is getting it off. Like when you take a shower, like it repels water. So like
it does repel water.
Like, I bet you can do it so fast.
Yeah,
it's awful. I just don't understand. I don't know how people with even bigger boobs than me can deal with it. I can't stand the skin on skin. I can't stand the sweaty and like constantly. I found these pad things on eBay or on Amazon or something. I was wondering if anybody else ever tried those. They're like things that you put in like inside the by the underwear in your bra.
What
like maxi pads.
Kind of, yeah. And they're supposed to like wick the sweat away.
I don't know.
Like, can't we come up with something better than these things? Because honestly, I can't.
They should just make bras with the moisture wicking fabric away.
I'm sure there's like an Under Armour product that they could create here.
Performance fabric.
Come on, Dave. Get on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So one more I should throw out here is spandex jeans. Spandex denim, I can't deal with anymore. Can we just go back to 100% cotton denim? Because seriously,
I can't.
You wear them for like 5 minutes and they're falling down.
Stop. I know. They won't stop. Also, I've been doing this thing where I'm making cutoffs out of jeans, but I have to use men's jeans because they put so much stretch in the women's jeans that they just cling to
they just stick to you. Yeah.
Leg. Yeah, and I'm like, I want baggy cutoff jeans. And
everybody's like, oh, they're so comfortable because they're stretchy. But I'm like, they're so comfortable and stretchy and they fall right off 5 minutes after you put them on.
Well, especially in the humidity and they start to get all moist and wet. They're just,
you can only put so much deodorant on, right?
Yeah. Plus, everything slides off my body with the deodorant. Yeah.
It just literally slips down.
I didn't wear underwear today, and it was like 100 degrees out because I had this it was a weird skirt. Anyways, I had put deodorant on because it was so humid and hot, and I posted on Facebook. I literally slipped off the chair. Like when I sat down on the plastic chair, I just went just back because of all the deodorant I'd put on. It was not good. What do you got, Shauna?
Well, I was just gonna say that the whole rage with the eyelash extensions, and I don't get that whole deal because at night that's what I do. I sit on the couch and I pick off my mascara. And that's like my comfort thing. So I can't imagine if I went and spent $100 to have eyelash extensions and then they're just floating away. If you look on my sofa right now, there's little black specks because I just pick all my makeup off and I'm starting a new trend. It's it's not supposed to be there, but it's there. So I don't get the whole we need something else added to our body, so let's just go get more eyelashes. Does anybody do that?
I've done that. I have, and I like it because I have I don't know, really short eyelash. You can't really see them. Short.
Oh yeah, yours really suck. Yours suck a lot. Yeah.
I know. Thank you. So, anyways, they're and they curl almost completely in. I don't know if you can tell. They're really curly. So, I tried that Latisse. Have you ever tried that? The medicine that you get from your doctor. They made them way thicker, but not longer. So I have.
But you know what they say about that? Do you know what they say about that medicine though? If you have blue or green eyes, you have the threat of turning your eyes brown.
Yeah, I don't have either of those colors, so I was fine. It also turns your this line on your eye. It turns it black. Also. But anyways, it didn't make my eyelashes.
So permanent eyeliner.
It's like free eyeliner.
Oh yeah.
When I stopped using it, but so I would get those extensions, and they were amazing for a week, and then I would start to pick them off, just like how you do that. So there'd be bunches of eyelash hair all over my house, which wasn't creepy at all. But yeah. So
you know what I pulled out of my face today? I pulled out a gray eyebrow.
Really?
I did. Yes, that's what happens when you turn 45. I don't know. I have goat chin hairs and I have eyebrows hairs that and my pubes are starting to turn gray. What the fuck? What do you want me to say? I don't know.
That's so like chic.
I don't know what to say.
So, like,
It's very chic.
It's like
so
Diane
chic.
Keaton chic pubes.
Yes.
So
Oh my
classy.
God. I
Like,
am
don't you
Diane
feel
Keaton.
like so classy and like,
Yes.
you shop at Pottery Barn all the
You should just
time.
start waxing.
Oh,
Wax it off.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
yes.
Does it? I mean, and plus their gray hairs are like more wiry, right?
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't give them a
That's
chance.
adorable.
I pluck those
Yeah.
little fuckers out.
Well, I have one wiry one that grows like right here. And it's like really weird because it like grows stealth until it gets to be about that long, and it's never me that actually notices it. It's always someone else in the glimmer of the sunlight that I don't really know very well. It's like, oh, you have a, and then it's like, eh.
Do they grab
It's like
it?
out of your face.
It's like out
Out of
of
your
my
face.
eye. Like it's very weird. It's like very wiry, like white hair. It's special. Makes me a special snowflake, I guess.
I started getting my eyebrows threaded, and then I get them tinted now too. And I've been waxing mine since I was 15 years old. So there's nothing left. So this way, what is left is now dark, and I don't have to draw them in all the time.
I second the eyebrow threading. I think that that's amazing because like wax really dries me out in my T-zone. So I love getting my eyebrows threaded too. I think it's amazing.
It's like $20 for a tint and a wax or a threading.
Has anyone ever said to you at a makeup counter at Neiman's, you should really consider waxing your entire face?
This feels like a personal thing that happened to you. 1. And 2, have you ever tried shaving your face?
Yes.
No, I would
did
never shave my
yesterday.
face. It comes back hairier.
No, I don't think that's true. I have 2 or 3 friends that actually, and it's a special razor, and you shave like.
No, have you ever met a boy?
Well, I did it once because Caroline Manzo on The Real Housewives of New Jersey did it, so obviously I should do it. She shaves from like here to her neck, and she looked, her skin looks good, because that's probably all she did, right? And so I was like, okay, I'll do it, and I did it, and my neck broke out so bad. Like, I looked like I just had these boils, like, coming out of my neck, and it was just the worst situation, and it took forever to get it to be okay, and I kept trying to explain it to people that, like, it's okay, it's just shaving rash, and then it opened a whole another can of worms of, like, oh, okay, neat.
Back
So,
away.
I would say don't do it.
I would say don't do it.
I'm just saying, I know people who do it. They're really happy with it.
Well, don't.
I don't do it, but yeah.
Brittany.
I don't. You can see. You got peach. There's no shaving happening anywhere with me, unfortunately.
Good.
No, I have 3. I can't even right now. So the first one is the belly button challenge. Have you guys read about this?
Oh, I tried it.
Yeah.
You tried it?
I almost dislocated I almost dislocated my shoulder, and I wanted to kill myself because I couldn't get my arm back around.
Okay, so the idea around this atrocity is that if you can reach your arm around your back and touch your belly button, like around this way, that you are the ideal weight and picture of health.
That's stupid.
So what this really is, like, just to translate the challenge, is just basically like, here's another reason you're not pretty on Instagram, ladies, is really what that is. So essentially, now all of these young women all over Instagram are reaching their arms around the front of their bodies, like if this was that back arm, and covering their belly button with that hand. Are you guys trying it right now? You're not? No?
No, I'm not trying it because that's stupid.
It's so dumb.
I can't think of anybody who would like be able to do that and be like, she looks really healthy. Like, I can't.
And comfortable for that
It's hot
matter.
too. Yeah, it's hot.
That seems like something Cirque du Soleil.
But my 13-year-old daughter wouldn't be able to do that, and she's like a normal, like teeny person. Like, there's no way she could do that, and she's like a 13-year-old girl.
I know. I find it atrocious. That's the first one. The second one is, and this, I feel like blasphemy even bringing this up, but the Bitch I'm Madonna video. Have you guys seen any clips of that today? No? Okay.
No,
so Madonna has a new video for her song Bitch I'm Madonna. It's still happening. So
wait, it's called bitch on, comma, Madonna, or bitch on Madonna? I mean, like, grammar.
I'm Madonna. I don't know. I don't know if I'm inflecting it right. Like, bitch,
wait,
I'm Madonna.
Like,
I don't know.
Oh, bitch, I'm Madonna. Oh, I thought you said bitch on Madonna.
kind of
No.
like bitch, Brittany, bitch.
I don't understand people from Ohio.
I don't know how to inflect that.
Bitch, comma, I'm Madonna. Got it.
Yeah, that's the name of the song.
Okay, got it.
And so basically the video, which I can't watch all of because she's exclusively released it, by the way, on Jay-Z's Tidal Music Network. So that means like 7 people and only the Illuminati can watch the entire video, period.
Only people who can touch their belly buttons from around the waist can see it.
So basically, are the people who still think Madonna is relevant?
Right, but like in this video, however, is like Katy Perry, Beyonce's in it. It like, is this supposed to be kind of like answer or slap in the face to Taylor Swift's Bad Blood video? Which, did you guys see that one?
Yeah.
I loved that video. Like, I thought it was like super fun and like empowering, and everything I've seen of this Madonna video, you know, like when you like have friends over and you're drinking really heavily and you're like, you know what we should do? We should like make a sex tape. It would be so funny. And so all night you tape the sex tape, and then the next morning you wake up and you watch it, and it's funny to no one. Like, nobody thinks it looks great. That's exactly what this video is like in every way. Like, I watched like the clip of it and wanted to buy like a tongue scraper and take a shower. It was just not even. It wasn't even a good video. So that's my second can't even. Yeah,
Brittany,
like,
I have to tell you something though. When you come here, that's Tuesday.
I know.
So sorry.
Ours will be good though. Ours will be good. Ours will be really exciting. And Madonna's just kind of like, I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. Like, that's exactly what the whole video is like. Yeah.
Just to use a fake British accent, because that really, I can't even with her.
Maybe that's why you didn't understand me, Shauna. I was saying it with her British accent. I'm Madonna.
I'm Madonna.
Bitch, I'm Madonna.
Bitch,
Yeah.
I'm Madonna.
From Detroit. From Detroit.
Yeah. I'm from where she grew up. I don't know why we don't sound the same.
You sound just
Anyways,
like her.
and my last I can't even is Lifetime right now, because I can't even Lifetime with your fucking 90210 unauthorized biography movie that you're making right now. Really pisses me off. First of all, nobody wanted to see the Saved by the Bell one except Screech, who made it. And now we're going to watch an unauthorized 90210, which I've already seen. It was called The E! True Hollywood Story. And if I could like take a guess at what the plot it was going to be, it's probably like Shannon Doherty's a bitch, something, 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 Tori Spelling and her dad, and then like Andrea's old. Like, that's going to be like the whole movie. And I feel like I've seen it like 20 times already. The only interest I have in it is to see who they pick to play each of the people. So, anybody else read anything about it? Watch it? No?
I just can't even with Lifetime.
I just got too much time on my hands today. I just have way too much time on my hands today. I'm just telling you.
Brittany, speaking of, did you finish Orange is the New Black?
I did finish it.
Me too.
I wasn't sure if we should talk about it in this episode of Last Call.
Well, all we have to say is I finished it.
I finished it. I will tell you this. This is the first season that I sobbed at the end of the finale of it. I've never been this emotional at the end of them. Like, usually I'm like, yeah, I can't wait till the next one. And this one I was just genuinely sad. My favorite people are like Nikki and Pusey, and even Pensatucky this season was my favorite.
I know. She was so not like stabby.
Yeah. So
I was kind of sad that they actually made me like have emotions about her, because I can't stand her. I don't like watching that actress in other shows. I was mad that she was on Sons of Anarchy. I'm like, get her off of here. And I actually was like, I felt bad for her, and I'm like, who am I? Like, why do I feel bad for her? It's horrible.
I don't know.
You know, in last season,
from the Britney Spears.
In last season, they fixed her teeth, and I never understood why they made that part of the story, unless she was like, I need my teeth to not be jacked up. But did you notice that? That they made that a storyline that she got her.
Right.
Yeah,
because,
but why?
Because they were punched out of her face during that fight.
I just didn't know why they made that a storyline. I mean, that she
I don't know. Honestly, I'm thankful
jacked up teeth,
they
and
were
then she got
disgusting.
these like.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did. I finished it and cried heavily.
I did too, and
yesterday.
I liked it.
Okay, we can talk about the next episode because I feel like people haven't watched it all the way yet, so I'm afraid to like spoil the hell out of it.
I don't want to spoil it.
So I was looking for something for us to talk about this episode, and so I went to Rachel Smith's favorite website, which is Bustle. Rachel loves Bustle because all of the articles are always super brilliant.
I'm gonna wash my hair with orange soda.
What's Nelson from Full House look like now? That's my favorite one.
And I'm gonna do it every week, and I'm not gonna shower. Like, those are two things.
Right.
If you're not gonna wear deodorant, you still have to shower because you're gross.
One of the articles like that linked off of this one that I'm going to use today was, I took a bath in mayonnaise so you don't have to.
Damn.
Okay, I tried that apple cider vinegar thing with my hair, and I don't know if you saw how that turned out, but it's
the
not
no
good.
poo thing? I tried it too.
And it smelled like vomit for days.
Are you back to pooing?
I realized that my life is so sad that I look forward to like shampooing my hair. And like, so when I was doing the no poo, I was like, I feel like my life, there's nothing left to live for. I love the lather. Like, it's my time to breathe. So yeah, sorry, no poo.
So I ended up finding an article called 10 Regrets That Grown-Ass Women Know to Let Go of Without Looking Back. And I figured we would talk about it because we're just, we're grown-ass women. Yeah, 10 regrets that grown-ass women never holds on to. And so I figured we would talk about those 10 things today and then talk about the mayonnaise bath next. I don't understand why anybody would bathe in mayonnaise. I would be terrified of that getting inside of me, like in any
crevice.
Was it like a whole topful of mayo? Because that would be really expensive. Or just like sit in there and smear it on and what? Just sit.
This is why we have Sam's Clubs and Costco's for these jackasses to misuse mayonnaise. However, I will say I do make my corn on the cob with mayonnaise, and it's like super good, like real mayonnaise. It like moisturizes the entire cob.
Yeah, but it's food. It's not like ass wash.
Right.
Just,
no. Don't get mayonnaise ever anywhere near your vagina. Anyway, that's just a bad idea. Okay, so the first one, they start out kind of cheesy, like taking your own path. Obviously, something that we've all done. Danielle, you stay home, right? And you make cakes out of your home. Jess stays home and helps me run camp.
And I do whatever Brittany tells me to do.
And that I ask you nicely to do.
No, she's great. She's the best boss. Like, seriously. She's awesome.
You know, Rachel, you started your own company as a travel agent, which when you kept trying to get me to use you as a travel agent, I thought travel agents cost money, and I never learned how to be an adult in that way, so I'm like, oh, that's nice. I'll just use Orbitz. Like, I didn't realize that, like, I don't pay you for the travel agenting,
no.
like the company does. So everybody should use a travel. That was like the best thing I've ever done for myself was use a travel agent. You do everything. Yeah. I didn't have to do anything. And when I had a problem, I just texted you, and you fixed it. I'm glad I figured out what those were. So thank you for being that kind of American hero. Shauna, you write the best books. By the way, if you haven't read Relative Insanity, you have to, because I love that book so much. And then you also started interior design. If anybody follows, Shauna, what's your Instagram?
At Shauna Glenn.
At Shauna Glenn.
Gorgeous.
Go to her Instagram. She just built a house, like, from scratch. And it's stunning. Like, it's like the most beautiful home that I've ever seen. And, like, you went on to be a brilliant designer, and you work with fabrics. And so I think, like, the empathy thing is really good. And I like that it all kind of, like, came to us when we weren't 20. I didn't do anything productive at 20.
No.
I don't know. Yeah, I was a worthless piece of shit at 20. So, yeah.
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 Pretty much.
I don't feel like you're the person you're supposed to be until your late 20s. So, I mean, you shouldn't even make any big decisions, not even buying a car until you're, like, 28. Because you're going to buy the worst car before 28. And so you definitely shouldn't get married or all that kind of thing.
My friend, our friend Audrey Binkowski, like the day I turned 30, she would always tell me that you don't count as a person until you're 30. And I always thought like, oh, whatever. But it's like so true because I think I was just like a pre-person up until I was 30, and then I became like an actual person. So you guys, you're almost there, Rachel and Jess and Danielle. But like, it's very...
I'm the same age as you.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually older than you, so yeah.
I really have no concept of age, but I love 30s was the best. Like hitting 30 and on has been great. So I would never want to be 20 again, ever. No. I don't think. No.
Never.
And get it all out of your system.
See, yeah. That's the funny thing with this article. The girl that wrote it, I was kind of rolling my eyes through the whole thing.
I know, but because I knew you would be so irritated with me. Keep going.
But like I was trying to read her bio, and I like tried to stalk her on LinkedIn. She doesn't have a LinkedIn profile, and from what I can tell, she has her PhD in like Victorian era literature. But I'm not sure if she's ever like
relevant
lived outside of the academic world. And I'm like,
so she's in retail.
You to tell us.
Yeah.
Like, why are you writing this article? What's your main goal here? You just, I don't know.
Yeah.
She's.
Do you know how old she is or no?
20. I couldn't tell. I was like living another 20 years, and then you write this article.
Probably born circa 1986. For all of that. That's why I never understand college. I feel like college is just such a stressful time because they expect you to make your life decision of what you're going to do for the rest of your life. You're going to invest all of this money when you're 18 years old, and you're like, look, dude, I just want to go to somebody's bonfire and drink like 25 beers, like shotgun style. Like, that's pretty much my goal, you know. And I think I just make
college like 20. You have to be like 28 to get into college. That would be a good thing.
Well, because you see so many people change their major.
Credit cards, I'll tell you that. Wouldn't have opened those credit cards if I was 28. Okay, dating someone that isn't right for you. Did you guys do that?
Well, we've all done that.
Oh. Yes. Yeah. I did that a lot, kind of.
Yeah. That was like, actually, like even thinking about it, my ass tightened because like the most significant person in my life that person was just the only memory I have is horrible anal sex with that person, and my whole body just cringed thinking about him. I would never date somebody that wasn't right for me. I wouldn't even stay married to somebody who wasn't right for me. Probably, right? Are you guys? Yeah. No.
I wouldn't have married someone who wasn't. That's right. That's
so you wouldn't be on whatever reality show's happening right now, like the Married at First Sight. Is anybody watching that? Didn't she just have to get a restraining order against him?
Yeah. That sounds about accurate as to what should happen in that chain event.
I think this is also why everybody who's on The Bachelor is really young, because like
they don't know any better.
Yeah. I would like walk in, like if me in my 30s would like walk in and see all those women and be like, oh fuck this, does anybody want to go to Chili's with me? Like, and I would go to the bar at Chili's. Like I would not even compete for any guy ever.
I would just treat it like a vacation. Like, this is a really nice house. Is there a pool?
Yeah. Like, I don't need the what. You really want to go on that one-on-one date? You should go. I'll stay here and go on the group date with Cindy because we are playing word crack with each other, and I would rather stay here. You go on the one-on-one date.
And I just haven't seen Pitch Perfect 2 yet, so I feel like that's just about a different time.
Well, P.S., you need to go see that. But 2...
Oh, I've seen it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was good. It was so good.
3 is having bad sex.
Oh.
Would you?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't put up with bad sex at 30.
No, but you haven't? I think the question was, have you?
I have.
And do you regret it? Yes.
I wouldn't now that I'm a grown-ass woman, but back then I would put up with it.
But I thought this was about regret. So, yes, you regret doing that. I mean, right? Did I read the article wrong?
No, I barely read it. So
I just read what was in bold.
I did too. I did too. I just read what was in bold, and I was like, oh, this
I know.
is.
And then I was like, oh my God, there's John Stamos. Let's talk about.
I did the same thing.
It was really
what
hard
happened to
to
that
read
sister
with my
from
eyes
Family
rolling so much. Yeah.
I get lost in
I kept losing my place.
Do you regret putting up with bad sex then?
Yes. Well, I mean, I didn't know any better.
Right.
How do you know until you have it? Then if that's what you ever had, then you would think it was the best thing you ever had because you didn't have better. So
hindsight.
I feel like the whole article's stupid.
Staying positive. No, I think that you want to know what I do regret doing though is not like looking out for number one more in sex stuff. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like that took me a long time to do, and I don't really know why that is, but it took me a long time to figure out like what I liked, and then saying that's great for you, but for me, I need these things now, and so it took me a long time.
Person. Kind of
no, but I'll tell you why I think that is. I'm going to tell you because I'm the much older, wiser mother figure here. When we are young, as young women, we are not. No one tells us about, like pleasing ourselves. It's all about the guy. It's like, oh, it lasts 30 seconds and then it'll be over with, and it is, and it's like does nothing for you. And you're like, I mean, I was 27 before I had my first orgasm, and so 27. And so, I mean, yeah, that no one tells you that. No one like teaches you that it's all dirty. It's all dirty, and it's for the guy, and like to be popular and liked and accepted. Then you just have to sort of take it, and it's over with. And that's the joke. It's over with really quickly, and I don't know.
Yeah, because the guys don't think about that. You know, they don't have this conversation of like, oh man, I'm so nervous she's not gonna like me because I only lasted like 20 seconds and didn't find her clitoris at all. Like they don't ever have that conversation.
They can't even spell it.
Right.
I could like Google Cosmo, like an encyclopedia of what to do with a man's balls. Like there's 100 articles.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's none. And it's men's magazine. Yeah, of what to do for us. There's like none.
Because they don't care. At that age, I shouldn't say now, but like at that age, they don't care.
This is why women are like doing it for themselves. This is why we have vibrators and stuff. My first orgasm was like probably 24, and it was from me. Not, my husband's amazing, but it was me. So, yeah, number 4, being a jerk. Do you regret that? I can totally think of times I was an ass and totally cringe even thinking about it.
Yeah.
And like even stuff recently where sometimes you're just stressed out and stuff just comes out and you're like, God, I'm such an asshole. And you don't know how to, do I apologize? Do we just pretend it didn't happen?
But you know, the person or the people I've been the biggest jerks to are my kids. I mean, the days that I've had it, it's enough. I've been super short, and it's never with an adult. It seems to be like with my kids, and you know, I try really hard not to do that and to be super, sensitive to how they're taking this. But I think that the times I've been the biggest jerks has been in front of my kids, and that's sad, you know, to me.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're like assholes.
But they're like, they don't have that like sense of, they're allowed to be jerks though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I think I spent a lot of my younger years just being like, oh, I'm gonna bitch and I'm gonna say whatever I want, and I don't care what anybody thinks, you know, about me or how anybody feels, and you know, I just have learned probably in the last couple of years that, you know, that's just not any way I really want to be anymore. You know, I don't know. I like to pretend I don't have feelings, but I don't want to be that person anymore. You know, I don't want to, and I see a lot of that. I see a lot of that with younger women still, like in our group and everything, that they just have this feeling like, I'm just gonna say it, and that's how I feel, and I don't care how you feel. But I don't realize that sometimes these words really affect people.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's like, you don't have any sense of entitlement to give people like your personal truth all of the time. Yeah. Like, you know, I mean, it's hard. In the internet, that is so easy, by the way. We, like, type something, and then we get to walk away and be done with it. But, like, the person on the receiving end, it's just they have to carry that around for, like, a really long time.
You totally have a right to feel that way. You totally have a right to have those feelings and those thoughts, but that doesn't mean you need to vocalize and I don't care how anybody else feels about it. I'm just going to say it, and I'm a bitch, and I don't care. I mean, I spent a lot of my younger years kind of being that person, and I think I grew out of it.
For sure. For sure. And I also, like, I feel like my bitchiest moments were also always surrounded, like, weddings or babies or showers of some kind. I don't know why, but I was the biggest cunt about that stuff for, like, a long time. I think it was because I was, like, the first of my friends to get married. So then after that happened, I just didn't want to be a party to any of it ever again. Yeah.
You had other shit.
I was just like, oh, yeah. They're like, do you want to be at my wedding? I'm like, no.
I'm sorry. I'm nursing a baby. Like,
do you have, like, a reading? Can I do a reading or something? Yeah. I don't know. It's always like, you know, I'll pass out the programs.
Yeah.
You don't even have to get me a corsage for that. I'll just do it. Yeah. I'll just do it. Breaking up with somebody, by the way. Do you ever regret dumping anybody in your past? I've always been dumped, so I don't have any experience with this.
If I got rid of him, it was for a reason.
I tried to do it once by email, and that didn't work.
Yeah, I dumped somebody by phone once, and I felt bad. It was like my high school longtime boyfriend of like 6 years, and he just lived too far. He lived an hour away, and I was like, I'm not making that drive to go and say see you later and then come back. So I did it over the phone, and I don't regret dumping him, but I regret being a dick about it, you know, just because that's shitty. But you know, what are you gonna do? It's an hour drive. What was I gonna be like?
At least you did it by phone. This generation just does it by text, which. Can we add that to I can't even with this generation of like texting arguments, and they don't even talk on the phone anymore.
All caps.
They just text each other.
Shouty caps.
You just put it in loud caps, and there you go.
What about not breaking up with somebody?
I think the same
that's
one.
Number 6, not breaking up with somebody.
I think that's the same one. I think that relationship I let go on for too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do think it's a girl thing. Like, we're just, like, so thankful sometimes to have attention in any way that we don't break up with people that clearly need to be broken up with.
I moved halfway across the country and should have just cut it off before then, and then tried to do it by email, and email wasn't really a big thing yet, so it didn't work.
Did he not check it for a few days?
Check it. Did you check your Hotmail account? I sent you something.
Oh. All right.
He was like, hey, are you coming over? And you're like, did you not check your email?
Yeah, did you hit refresh? F7.
He's probably like, my dial-up wouldn't kick on. I couldn't. My mom was on the phone.
My parents were on the phone.
Okay, what about growing apart from people you knew when you were younger? I recently had this really weird thing happen in my life. Forever, I wanted to be friends with these girls from high school. And I was never close with them in high school. I don't know why I kept wanting to make this happen. But it just really wasn't happening. And even at my 10-year high school reunion, I showed up and I didn't sit with them. I sat with like people that I'd never spoken to ever in high school, and they ended up being just the coolest people. And now I'm finding myself reconnecting. I just did a reading for my book in my hometown, and I was like terrified because it's like your hometown, and I still live here. And so many people from my high school that I was not friends with or even really knew, they showed up and like waited in line, and we had our picture taken together, and it was the weirdest experience because these were the coolest. I don't know why we weren't friends, because they're the coolest fucking people ever. And I just wish I hadn't missed out on them. So like letting go of the people I kept clinging to has been like such a cool release, and then letting all these new badass people in my life that I didn't think I'd be friends with are awesome.
Yeah, I regret that too. Like I just had my 10-year reunion a little bit ago, and I regret not spending more time with some people. Actually, the funny thing is one girl that I went to high school with, I reconnected through your group on Facebook, Brittany, Curvy Girl Guide, and I didn't bring her in, and she didn't bring me in. We just both found ourselves there, and then we ended up talking at our high school reunion and being like, why the heck didn't we hang out? Like that doesn't make sense. But different times, I guess.
Plus, I think like we're all short on time at this age. Like, not like lifetime, but just like time in our day. Like we have so much that like eats up all of our time that wasting it on somebody is just becoming less and less, you know, a necessity for me. Like I really have to talk myself into wanting to leave the house sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, yeah, I would just rather not. I'm already here. I don't want to put clothes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a time thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure.
Not being the person you wanted to be. Do any of you regret that?
I don't know who I wanted to be.
No? I'm only
I don't
just figuring it out.
I think I ended up being the person I wanted to be. I mean, obviously there's always room for improvement, but I don't know.
Making the bad choice. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was just going to say that I think I regret trying to be the person that I thought that I should have been, if that makes sense. Like, I regret going to college and trying to be this person that I thought that I had to be, quote unquote successful, or, you know, try to fit into somebody else's box or definition of that. And I regret that time. I don't regret doing the things or meeting the people that I did when I was there, but I do regret, you know, wasting those years and worrying about whatever everyone else kind of thought of me, as opposed to like really chasing my own dreams and really finding the things that like made me feel good about what I wanted to do.
For sure. I definitely regret going to college. That's one of my biggest regrets, is going to college. I wish I didn't have the debt right now. I totally regret going to college.
I wish I didn't have the debt. I loved college.
I love college too.
I had fun there.
That
but
I have, not using it at all. Not using it at all. Writing my checks every month.
Like, if I could have gotten a degree, just, like, go there and, like, wear the campus apparel and, like, talk to people, like, that would have been, like, totally up my
they should
aisle.
have, like, a social pass for college, like a cheaper rate where you may come out with, like, a certificate of some kind, but not quite a degree. Like, but
like
you
a
get
most
all the
improved
social
certificate. Like,
Yeah.
Like, this was the most improved. Like, she didn't quite get there, but she worked really hard at, like, meeting friends, and she learned how to drink a lot.
She met some benchmark towards adulthood. Nothing, like, degree-worthy, but she sort of, I know.
Yeah.
I wish
I think we should instill that. That's one of the things that Brittany
Did
did.
anyone on the panel graduate from college?
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Shauna, did you?
I'm a year from graduating. I went to Baylor for 3 years and then came home. Yeah.
My degree's in agriculture.
That's good.
That's
kind of what you're. I don't know. What is? That's funny. And I'll tell you what. I come across a ton of people who have not finished college, and they're also doing just fine in life. So I don't know. I think that's kind of a scam. I'm gonna bring that up at literally every graduation party I go to the next 2 weeks.
Don't fall for it.
Yeah. Where are you going to college? You should not go.
There's a really great certificate program that I know of.
I mean, unless you're going to be a doctor, unless you're going to be some super specialized field like a doctor, I can't think of any other reason that
you have a daughter in college, right?
Yes, don't tell her I'm like talking about this.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in Spain right now. She's studying abroad.
What's she going to school for?
She is it's some new freaky major called Stratcom. And I'm like, what's that? And she's like, strategic communication. And I'm like, so is that like Facebook? I don't understand.
Victorian literature.
And she's a minor in Spanish, so that's where the whole, hey, I need to go to Spain this summer. And then I find out they don't even speak Spanish in Spain. They speak Catalan, so it's a totally different language. But no, she's having fun.
That's so cool.
I'm actually going to go meet her there next week. I'm going to be in Spain next week.
That's awesome.
See, but I feel like... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I feel like there should be some kind of a buffer between high school and then living with your parents and living in the world.
Well, you know what they do? They do in Europe. But you know what they do in Europe and in like Australia, New Zealand? The kids graduate from high school, then they spend a year or two traveling the world, working and seeing the country, blah, 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 and then they come back and then they go to university. Whereas in America, we like go to college, go to college, go to college, and these kids are like 18, barely 18 when they graduate from high school, and we're telling them to try to figure out what they're going to do for the rest of their lives, and they've never really held down a job or seen anything or experienced anything. I feel like what they're doing over in Europe and in New Zealand and Australia and all those other countries over there have sort of, I think they're smarter about what they're doing with their kids, sending them off to work and experience.
And in Europe, some universities don't cost money.
Right.
Yeah.
I know in Germany,
really easy.
Yeah, in Germany, college, I believe, is free. I worked with a girl once who was telling me about it. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like such a better setup. I need to obviously move my children abroad. Like I'm so jaded against college. I try to keep up like a really cool face about it with my kids, especially like my oldest Jude, who's always like, oh, I got to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. And I'm the one who like LeBron James didn't go to college. Mark Zuckerberg didn't go to college. So if you want to learn a trade, that's fine with me. I would be okay with that if that's what you want to do. Like, I've become that parent who I'm like talking my children out of college. Somebody should, yeah. So anyways, that was a huge regret for me. And finally, on the list of grown-ass woman regrets on this brilliant article, the last regret is making mistakes, if you can believe it. If you can believe that that's the last profound thing on this list.
That's so generic.
I feel like she had a word limit and said, shit.
Okay, here's my biggest problem with this article is there's no standard sizing of GIFs. That's my biggest problem. One is like a normal, like, 460 pixel GIF. The other one, it's like, it's this big. It's almost like she took a video of a thumbnail on her phone.
From like a MySpace profile, like back in the day. Yeah. From the top 8 of MySpace.
Yeah. Which, P.S., I just read on the news that like that Tom guy resurfaced.
Saw it on Instagram. I actually have been looking him up. He seems to be doing good. He's moved away from the whiteboard, thank God. Yeah. Like he's doing all that work on the whiteboard.
Yeah. He solved the problem. And yeah. So obviously, who doesn't regret making mistakes? I'm still actually make them now as a grown-ass woman, so I really don't know how that's irrelevant. Bad choices.
I thought you said making a steak because I mean we just had steak and it was. I don't regret it at all. It was really good.
No, I ate steak tonight too. It was perfect.
Oh my gosh! High five.
Oh, it's like we're like American Tail, only steak.
You're wishing on the same fillet.
Like, it's the same bloody piece of meat on a plate.
Aww.
It's like we're eating it together.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
Are you also rooting for my baseball team who is winning 8-3?
I am not because I don't watch baseball. That's actually the only sport I've banned my kids from playing because I don't like sitting in the sun. Is that a crappy reason?
It's legitimate.
Yes, you should totally regret that.
I know. They always want to. My 2 boys always want to play every sport, and I'm like, you can play every sport except baseball because I don't like to sit in the sun. So
it's a long season and it moves so slow.
Okay, but can I just point out something about you, Brittany? You have snow forever and ever and ever in cold weather, and you're like, oh my God, I cannot wait for the sun to come out and for it to be warm and there not be snow on the ground and us to like be snowed in. So, do you get where you go? Where I'm getting?
I understand what you're saying, but that's how we do that here.
Mm-hmm.
That's hate the winter. We hate the winter. We hate the winter. And you won't find a single person here right now who's not like, oh my God, I can't wait till fall. Oh my God, I wish it just snowed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
There's about
it's what we do. We bitch constantly. It's just a constant bitching of weather here.
There's like 4 days in the spring and 4 days in the fall where we're cool with it. We're like, oh yeah, I get to wear hoodies and we're gonna have a bonfire, and everybody like, loves it for a minute, but then we complain and put on mittens and like,
yeah. You should come here though, for real, Shauna.
It's wonderful. It really is.
I was saying, I think I'm gonna get on a plane tomorrow.
I get to go down and spend a week with Shauna in, I think, 3 weeks in Texas. I'm assuming it's going to be cool there in July.
It's gonna be freezing. You should bring a parka for sure.
I feel like I'm going to be like that guy in Indiana Jones, like his whole skin melts off his body, like when he's divorced.
Yes.
I just like the
Yes.
like,
you know what though?
Like
you're gonna love it. You are gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be amazing.
I don't know about that. I will tell you though, Texas does one thing great, and that's air conditioning. The very first time I went to Texas was in August, and I was just sweating out of every like pore of my body. Like everything was wet on me. And we were going to go see a movie because weirdly that's what we do together when we meet up in each other's states. We go to the movie theater and Target, two things that are the same in every state. And she took a sweater, and I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, it's like a zillion degrees in here. And I was freezing. I actually covered myself with popcorn bags. Like, it was so cold. I couldn't believe it was freezing. And I got strep during the movie, just watching it, just from the temperature. So, yeah.
Yep. Restaurants and movie theaters are freezing in Texas. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But Ohio is desperately sticky right now. There's nothing dry heat about Ohio, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. And 3 of us are there. And Wisconsin, I'm assuming, is the same exact thing.
It's the same way.
Does it just smell like hot dairy outside of your house? I don't know how it works there.
Actually, yeah, it does everywhere. The whole state is just nothing but cows and beer and
food for
sausage.
Curdling? Curdled?
Yeah, pretty much. Just hot milk everywhere.
Milk. Hot milk. The hot milk state.
Melted cheese.
Yeah.
Put that on a bumper, on a plate, on a license.
Wisconsin. We have hot milk here. Yeah. That would be amazing. Well, I'd like to thank all of you ladies for joining me this evening. It's been stormy here, so I was really afraid that my power would go out, but it hasn't. So that makes me extra glad because I got to hang out tonight with Danielle, Jess, Rachel, and Shauna, and I loved having you girls here for the first episode of the new season, which should be fun. I hope you guys will come back and join me again. Say yes?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
Perfect. Wonderful. So
it's the steak talking.
It's the steak talking. She just has like the meat sweat. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, totally a thing.
Love you.
Okay. Love you too. Thanks everybody for watching. You can always check up past episodes of Last Call Brittany on my website, which is BrittanyHersloft.com, and we will see you next Thursday. Till then, cheers.